Hello everyone, my name is Ilyas. Welcome back to my channel where I explore and you acquire. Have you just heard what I said? Yes, but how? You have heard me with your listening power. Our Almighty God has blessed us with ginormous capacity for listening, and we can achieve remarkable things with this process. And my question is how this immense listening power can play an important role in English language learning and becoming fluent. And what should be the exact listening strategy? You guys may ask me, is there really any strategy for listening? Because whatever we listen, we understand them very well. My dear friend, we have different listening strategy and I'm gonna deal with them and provide you the perfect kind of listening by which you will be perfect, you will be fluent in English, right? And how you can use these features as an extra equipment to develop your English and become fluent. But before that, guys, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed yet, because I want to ensure you never miss any update on my videos. And at the end of this video, I'm going to make you learn 3 amazing words. So guys, stick with me because educational videos never waste our time. Listening is a very crucial component in English language learning, especially when you are trying to become fluent. And if you try to improve your pronunciation, you simply listen several times to any English native speaker or anyone who speaks well in this language. With this listening process, you can grasp the correct pronunciation, because if you pronounce any words by yourself, you may not sound exactly. But with regular listening, you will be able to grasp all the pronunciation. Why you are not being able to pronounce by yourself? Because you are not born with an innate quality to speak this language, so you need to listen them how they pronounce right and well. And the next thing, you can improve your vocabulary. What happens when you try to learn new words, you forget them, but by regular listening you will be able to retain them in your permanent memory. And the third thing, like, if you try to listen current affairs, you will stay updated with many new and emerging words. Being fluent, and if you try to become fluent, that doesn't depend only on your fluency. You need to understand other fluency and accents. Children speaks and children learn any new language with this only speaking features, listening features. How? Children imitate sounds and patterns. They listen, they hear naturally, and it helps them to become fluent and grasp this language gradually, day by day. But as we all know, adults don't have these features because they are feared to be mistaken, and we have filled our mind with full of thoughts and tensions. But where a child has a free mind. Despite all these challenges, an adult can achieve fluency in their language. How? By consistent listening practice and with perfect learning motive, right? If you determine that I'm going to learn this language, I'm going to become fluent in this language, then there should not be any obstacles to hinder you and to obstacle you, right? You can achieve this goal. Actually, what is happening, like, we have been listening English from our childhood, but we are not getting any benefit out of it. Why? Maybe our listening process is not sufficient to aid in our fluency in English. So what happens, we listen English with so many conditions, right? Sometimes we try to listen, but we don't concentrate and the speech gets over. We find ourselves struggle to understand the thing. And other times, like, we choose the topic is very critical and we don't find ourselves interest to understand them. So we also lose our interest to understand the speech and stuff, right? So I'm going to provide you what should be the exact strategy to listen and understand and grasp all those things from there, right? So let's dive deep into the efficient ways of listening to become fluent in English language, right? Listening is not just listening, it requires engagement, the presence of your mind, and the most important thing, you should dedicate yourself to the listening content, right? You need to find the right place, right time, so that nobody can disturb and distract you, right? Because we find ourselves in a place, there are so many persons, they are disturbing us, we are not being able to understand anything. So if you try to listen anything, just make sure there's nobody who can disturb you, right? And the second thing, you need to be very conscious whatever you are listening. The topic should be very clear and according to your interest, right? Because what happens, if you find critical topic, you will not be able to grasp all these things, right? And the third thing is like, if you trying to listen anything in the midst of noise, what happens, you are not being able to grasp anything. Why? Because not you are not, this is not your mother tongue that you are master of. So you need to be very, you need to arrange all those things so that you can understand the thing, right? And the third thing, and I mean, like, it's fourth thing, right? Yeah, whatever you are listening according to your interest, the sound should be very clear and loud. What happens, if the sound is not clear, you will not be able to understand what the speaker is saying. So if it is required to put on a headphone or earphone, no matters, do it. Because if you don't understand the language, if you don't understand what the speaker is saying, then what is the benefit to spend the time in front of you, in front of mobile or in front of television, right? So make sure, by listening, and whenever you're listening, try to understand the concept, try to understand the sense with this exercise. Then the steps will be clear to you, right? And by this process, you will get through many words, so that you can learn them and make your vocabulary very strong. How you are going to learn those words? So I have just made a video on effective ways of learning English vocabulary. I'm going to give you the link down below. Go and check it out. While you're listening, you can do so many exercises. I'm going to explain this. Like, if you're listening, the speaker, like, whatever the gesture he's posting, like, try to learn all those gesture, right? And whatever the structure of sentences he's using, whatever words he's using, try to take all those notes and try to understand all the meanings. You can also try to find the keynotes, whatever the speaker is saying. And the most important thing, like, each and every, you should pause the video and listen it again and again, so that the concept should be clear and you are going to listen all those things, right? And also you can learn their body language, how they are presenting their self while they are speaking. By learning this, you can also present yourself in an effective way, right? So if you're doing all these things, you will be able to understand the matter of the thing, and you will be able to grasp all these things, right? And the most important thing, we always complain like we don't understand native people. But regular listening to a native speaker, native person, with this exercise, I can guarantee you will be able to understand them very well. Okay, so I'm gonna give you the strategy. I'm gonna give you the recommendation. What are the things you are gonna do to make yourself fluent by this listening process, right? You can simply, first you need to select the topic, which is very simple, not very critical, right? And the video should be very short so that you can understand. Because long video and critical topic can lead your interest down, right? You will be exhausted, you will not be in interest to learn all those things. So first, make sure, select the topic very short, and the video should be short, right? And another thing, you should be like, if you're listening, make sure that you have presence of mind, okay? And you can select all those things, whatever I'm saying, like, simply go to YouTube channel, you can search English speeches with subtitles, and there you will get a lot of videos. Select one of them according to your interest and listen them very carefully. And if you think you can use podcasts as an instrument to develop your fluency, simply go to Spotify. There are huge podcasts. I even to listen daily basis. I listen them I find myself very enthusiastic. I find myself very energetic when I listen to podcasts, right? It is very helpful. Trust me, guys. It is very, very helpful. And you can also find so many things on internet, like there should be, interviews. Try to listen interviews, because when the two person communicate with each other and argue with some sort of, points, with some difficult topics, try to understand them. You will get a clear and good quality of English, right? And you can also, find TED talks, Joe's talks, TEDx. There's so many stuffs. You can watch movies on internet, right? And listen them very carefully. I can ensure you, like, you will find yourself stuck, you will find yourself not understanding the things, but regular listening will definitely convert you into a positive person. Trust me, guys, you will be a great communicator. You will be able to speak fluently. I can ensure you. Okay. And I can ensure you one thing, like, these features are definitely gonna strengthening your power of listening and speaking English fluently. Okay. So I believe I have provided you the valuable information and insights. And if you think so, please hit the like button and also share it to the person who really needs it. And this is your vocabulary time. I'm going to make you learn 3 amazing words. So let's move on to our vocabulary class.
Today I'm going to make you learn three verb words. The first one is embrace. What does it mean? Willingly accept or adopt belief, idea, or opportunity. It also means to hold someone or something with warmth and affection. So let me make my sentences, right? I want to embrace each and every opportunity. That means I'm willingly accepting all those opportunities, whatever will come in my way, right? The second sentence is the company embraced its employees' idea to take the company ahead. Now, our second word is hinder. When something hinders, it acts as obstacles or barriers, creating challenges or limitations. It also means if someone hinders you, that means he is stopping you to do something. And what are the sentences? Lack of proper resources may hinder the success of the project. Poor time management can hinder productivity in the workplace. Now, the third one is sustain. What does it mean? To support, maintain, or endure over time. It involves keeping something going on or in existence, right? We all work together to sustain a clean and healthy environment. Regular exercise and a balanced diet help us sustain good health. So you got all these three verb words and its meaning, and also you are able to use these words in your own sentences.
That's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this will definitely help you to climb the staircase in the journey of your English learning. Till then, keep learning, stay safe, goodbye.